Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an artist, graphic designer and illustrator from Leicester, England. I like traveling, creating, cooking, going to the game, jumping in the water and stuffing my face. In early 2023, I decided to put all my stuff into storage, sell my car and go traveling, embracing life as a digital nomad, flying around the world and working remotely in other countries. So far, it's been a blast. I've been making memories, exploring different cultures and embracing different ways of life. I've made a bunch of new friends, had a bunch of visitors from back home come out to stay with me, tried local cuisines, fell into tourist traps and had way too much sunshine. Some of my favourite days since I've been away are the days where I've put the iPad in a bag, gone for a wander until I found somewhere to post up, enjoying the scenery and drawing something. So I want to bring you with me as I document my journey and try to adjust to life on the move, finding inspiration and living my dream of working and travelling, drawing and exploring. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. Today I'm in Mexico. I'm in Atlixco, which is a Pueblito, or a small city that's in the state of Puebla. For the last couple of months I've been living about 30 minutes down the road in a place called Cholula. And today is my first day I've been to Atlixco. So when I first came to Mexico, my Uber driver was telling me, yeah, go to Atlixco, you'll really like it, it's nearby. And I finally made the trip, so I'm here to see what's going on in Atlixco. But yeah, it's a small city, 125,000 people live here as per a census, I think in 2018. Like I said, a pueblito, so a small city within Puebla state. It became, when was it founded? 1579 it was founded. There's a bunch of 17th century churches here, pretty much like everywhere that I've been to in Mexico. When I was talking to my Uber driver on the way over, he was telling me it's a little bit bigger than Cholula, where I've been staying. So I'm excited to have a explore today. In the background behind me, you can see, what's it called? La Escalera, what was the second word? I can't remember, Ancha, which means the wide staircase, one of the landmarks here, big mural painted on it. I'll probably put some more information on screen now rather than try to regurgitate. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. There's some views, it looks pretty cool. What else is going on in Atlixco? It's famed for its cut flowers and potted flowers. And they have, once a year, they have a festival which is like based on Mexican traditional stuff, where they come out, they dance, they sing, and it's all around the flowers. And that's coming up, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, here today, baking hot. It was 39 degrees yesterday. It's middle of May, and it was 34 today. So my plan is to find somewhere with some AC. I might have a little mooch around first, maybe head down to the Zocalo, get an ice cream or something. But my plan is to get in somewhere with some air conditioning and then, see what's going on. I think in terms of what I'm drawing today, I'm really not too sure. So there's nothing that I need to do, nothing I need to prep for. So I'm just going to be taking a pen for a walk. But I think there's something that I want to do. So opposite my apartment where I'm living in Cholula, out the window, there's I don't know, it's almost like a little painting. I wouldn't quite call it a mural, but just a bit of decoration on this one part of the building. But I particularly like the colour palette they picked. I look at it every day and it's like these pastel colours. And what I was thinking was, if I take a photo of that, I wonder if I could use that palette to create something. I'm not sure what I'm going to draw yet, but just as a start point and sort of something to box it in a little bit, I might go with that. So I think that's the plan. Go for a walk, maybe grab an ice cream, cool down a little bit. Try find somewhere to get in with some shade and some AC, and then yeah, get set up and get drawing. Alright, so another day drawing in Mexico, another Zocalo and another Italian coffee shop. They really are everywhere. And I wanted to explore some independent places, but I don't know, they've just got the best plots. So when I got to the center, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Let me just chill here. So here I am making the color palette from the piece of artwork that I'd mentioned. And I'm just starting with a square canvas. I kind of like these compositions, just filling them in a little bit. The building that's on the right side there was inspired by something that was just in my eye line. So I was just taking a little bit of, just a few shapes from the top of it, the roof, and then the arches underneath. Trying to stick to the colours from the art near me. Yeah, for a while I've been wanting to practice drawing, because typically if I'm drawing, I'll do like a line drawing, fill it in with colour, add details, whatever. Whereas I was thinking what I want to do is, I want to kind of devise a method of not line drawing, but just kind of blocking it in. I don't know what the word is for this technique. And not having the line around it. I think it can be effective. So here I was just experimenting with that. Drawing in some little details, yada yada, little umbrellas. I'm camped out in the bedroom. So to get a nice clear voiceover, you want some linen or some bedding or something. So I figured if I come do these voiceovers in the bedroom, but it's absolutely roasting in here. I've not had the AC unit on, so I'm sweating as I come to you live now. But yeah, just filling in the blocks on these buildings, fleshing out the roof a little bit. Kind of like the color palette. I like sticking to this. I like to be bound. I don't know if it comes from doing graffiti and you've got like the 10 colors that you turn up with on the day or something like that. But I kind of like picking out the color scheme before I start the artwork and then just figuring it out like a puzzle. Here I'm just drawing one window, then copying the others in. I didn't want to make them dead perfectly straight just because I think they look quite quaint and fun how they are. A little bit wonky. More details going in this building. It made me think I should draw more buildings. Like I always draw characters and just general compositions. These days a little bit of foliage or something like that. But I'm thinking I should maybe draw like a skyline or something, you know, some detailed buildings with a good reference. I don't know. Here just adding some little kind of, I've made a clipping mask in, so I'm only drawing inside the green, and then I'm using that just to put some kind of harsh shadows on there just to give it a little bit of depth. So I don't want to go, I don't know, I didn't want to have, I guess like if you're doing complete line work and you're drawing around everything, that's one thing, but this, I still wanted to have like bits of black in there guiding the eye and kind of helping the shapes move around the page a little bit. I've got some, I don't know about this dude at the bottom. I was thinking at this time to give him a haircut to fill that little space above him, but I couldn't work it out. Adding in some little coconuts in the shadows, just building it up, building it up, building it up. It's a heartbreaker because this Italian coffee shop, those guys have got so many plots. Like I said in the Puebla video, they're just absolutely everywhere, but the menu is so rubbish. Like I get there and I want like a sweet treat, and the best thing they've got is like this dry chocolate brownie that's just out of the box, not very good. Confectionery in Mexico is very weird, so they're big on like fresh fruit stuff with like chili flakes on it or whatever. But in terms of like the sweets and the candies and the cakes and stuff like that, I've not been blown away. I know there's some nice pastries and stuff, but like, I don't know, there's a lot of like, you know, the pre-packed donuts with about 6 months shelf life that sit in the shop and you can just have them anytime. There's loads of that sort of stuff. Obviously you've got churros, but there's only so much churros one man can have. Adding little details here, trying to build up some depth, figuring out what's going in the little spaces. 1579, that's the year that Atlixco was established, so I thought that'd be cool just to stick that in the artwork. I like putting these little just numbers and things like that, maybe like a tattoo influence where it's kind of like, to someone who's looking on, you wouldn't necessarily know what it means, but it builds texture, looks cool. I like the typography as well. I like trying to like hand rendered text. It's one of my favorite things to draw. Here, more leaves. Yeah, 1759. Have I messed it up here? Was it 1579 a minute ago? I think it was. It's even funnier now I've got a remix. I wonder what happened in 1759. I'm going to Google it. 1759.
1759, let's see. The Battle of Quebec was fought on the 13th of September during the 7 Years' War. British troops led by Major General James Wolfe came up against the garrison of French and General Marquis of Montcalm. Wolfe's victory ultimately led to the conquest of Canada by Britain. How interesting. 1759 it is. Yeah, here I'm back at the crib, so I wanted to I didn't want to miss the sunset where I was sat, so I thought let me just get back. Here I forgot that it's not a line drawing memo, so I've gone through drawing this whole diamond, shading it all in, a little ruby or whatever it is, then realise, yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's not what we're going for today. So reworking it, trying to figure out how I can do this and kind of have something that's, I don't know, probably need a slightly different colour palette to pull it off. I think I couldn't quite get it. Here you can see the second attempt. Just to make a little treasure jewel kind of. I'm not sure if it was completely clear what it was. So I've ended up just going for a little numeral. Put some birds in. I'm really into these little basic birds. I remember when you were a kid and you draw a landscape, that's like one of the first things you learn to draw. Like, yeah, put some birds in the sky, but I think they're quite nice. I think they're quite cute. They just give it some depth because they're so tiny. Yeah, you can see, yeah, 24, that's going in. A little bit of detail. This is where I love the Apple Pencil. It really comes into its own here. You've got so much control. So yeah, using an iPad 5th generation iPad Pro 12.9 inch, 2nd generation Apple Pencil, and the software is called Procreate. Yeah, and then I've got a screen protector, a thing called a Paper-like. Mine's a bit scratched up from the volcanic ash, believe it or not. So I need to put a new one on when I get home. But it's just a screen protector that makes the surface feel a little bit more like paper rather than glass. Some final little details going in here, some little brickwork on the buildings, and we've got the little flames in the background just coming off the roof. Thinking you could really dial in, you know, if I did want to draw some buildings, I think I could really get into it and just spend some time putting in all the details. Here, little skull and crossbones tattoo going in. Have I already whipped around and put the shadow layer on? I must have missed that one. Maybe it's when I was reading the stuff off Google. I was waiting for me to do that, but it looks like it's already in. I think we're very nearly finished here, guys. Final touches, what we're working with. Trying some different things here. Not quite sure they work. Could have left them in. It just all of a sudden looked quite busy up there in the top corner, so I took them out. Tried something else. Still again thinks it's too busy, so I went backwards on that. And even though it's one of those ones where I'm trying to pack it out and fill in all the little spaces, here just adding a little chalky filter over the top just to get that washed out texture from the wall back into everything. I've got a habit of oversaturating the colours just because I like working with bright colours, but I thought this would just knock it back a notch. But yeah, on one like this one, trying to fill every corner and just fill it up, it's tough to know when the line is, you know, when's enough's enough. I don't want to startle the yellow, I still want to have those yellow spaces in it. But yeah, final artwork. You can see there a little bit more clearly that the chalky textures over the top. I think it's just made it look a little bit washed out. I like the shadows here. I kind of like this workflow. I'm into the no outline as well, just straight on. So I might do more stuff like this. Some of the finer details on the church at the back of the building there. Boff. Probably just one for the Instagram feed.
Drawing not quite finished, but back out into the street. I just didn't want to miss the sunset. Sun says it's due to set at 7 o'clock. It's currently, I think it's about 22, but it already looks like it's on the way down. So I'm making my way to a vantage point, a viewpoint where you've got a bit of a view. Hopefully I can get up there before the sunset. But yeah, I figured what I'd do is talk a little bit more about Mexico, just a few general observations, some stuff that I've just noticed whilst being here. So small stuff, right? But I mean, one cool thing is people go like this, right? Instead of nodding their head, sometimes when people have their mouth full, and it means yes. So if a Mexican person goes like this to you, it's like they agree with you. Yes, they agree with what you're saying. Which is very, this looks cool, look. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go this way. Maybe this is the way up to the top, God knows. Can't check the map at the minute. But yeah, so they do this finger thing. Another thing is, I've got a super sweet tooth, right? I like my sweets, it's cool. They just sell sweets anywhere. And like people will just have a little cart with some sweets on, or sometimes when you're chilling somewhere, like kids will come in with a little kind of tray of some sweets for sale. And the good thing is, I like it because it's cheap. It's cheaper than going to the shop. They've usually got like some different snacks what I've not had before. And it's funny, there's one kid who's always in Cholula when I'm out drawing, and he's had a few goes on the iPad drawing different stuff, so that's cute. Buses are funny in Mexico. I knew this before I come here, but basically, so in the UK, maybe it's the same in other countries where you have like a centralized bus service or big companies that put on a lot of routes. In Mexico, that's just not the case. So basically, if me and 5 of my friends need to get from our neighborhood to go work on the other side of the city, we'll just chip in for a minibus, give it a number, call it a bus route, and then charge people like a nominal fee to jump on our bus with us on their morning commute. So there's no centralized place to find out about buses, what's on, which ones, they just come and go. And I've had times before where like I've been coming out of a football stadium or something. Yeah, I've definitely got to go up all these stairs. That's what I'm thinking. Times when I've come out of a football stadium and stuff, and it's just like people are getting picked up by buses left, right and centre and squeezing in. It's super cheap. The chocolate's really bad here. I feel like one thing, I've never took European chocolate for granted in my life. And now I did. I came here, I was like, wow, we've really got it good. The chocolate is just so bad. Even though there's cacao grows in Oaxaca and some other regions, it's more for hot chocolate and drinking. Whereas like sweet milk chocolate, they just ain't got it. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, heading on to a vantage point now. It's hot today. We're like 1,000 meters above sea level, Mexico. The altitude in Mexico is crazy, and especially in Atlixco. I know it's pretty high, so I'm gonna try and keep climbing up now, and I'll let you know how we go. Let's see. Okay, so I'm making the descent down through the neighborhood now. Night has fallen. I just chilled out up there and just watched the sun come down. It was quite nice because obviously it was killer getting to the top. So making my way round to the side and then just hanging out there watching it turn to night and all the lights come on was pretty cool looking over the city. But yeah, taking the walk down now. It's quiet. There's like, you can hear the odd little gathering between neighbours. We've got that sort of stuff. You can hear the odd gathering between neighbours, just little garden parties and stuff. But it's really quiet. A couple of people sat on their doorsteps, not much going on. Really like back end neighbourhood sort of places you can see. But yeah, it's time to eat. So when I'm in the Uber earlier, Uber driver was so cool. We swapped numbers, ended up talking. And as we're driving in, there was a banner for a place. And he was like, it's a really nice place, blah, blah, blah. He said it was worth a visit. And it's one of those Brazilian grill places where you've got meat and then you've got like a salad bar and stuff like that. So I'm going to head there. He was like, he said, oh, you'll need to get an Uber. Company man, obviously, was like, you'll need to get an Uber. But I looked and it's about an hour walk. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to stretch my legs, explore a little bit more. I'm only here for one day. So I'm going to take the walk through the centre, make my way out to this Brazilian place and have a bit of a munch. So Atlixco By night. Let's have a look. So I get down to the Brazilian place. Like I said, it was about an hour walk from the top of the hill at the church. And I've walked down, it's like way out the way, kind of out of central. You come onto a main road and then head all the way down. And I get there, I walk in at 10 to 9 and I film a little video as I'm walking through, just like they've got this nice kind of walkway with all overgrown palm trees and plants and stuff kind of lit up. And there's people dining, but it looks like they're winding down. Now on the Google listing, it said they close at 10. And I'm thinking like an hour and 10 minutes is fine. But then the dude comes over to me and he's like, look, we're only serving drinks, like the food's done for the day. I'm thinking like it's 10 to 9 on a Saturday night. And I kind of feel the same thing in Mexico as when I was living in Spain last year for 3 months, where oftentimes I'll be in this situation. Like I've never been the kind of person who wants to eat my dinner at like 5 p.m. So I'll go out, I think 10 to 9 on a Saturday is not a crazy time to try and get a table. And I think like in Spanish countries, maybe they just want to knock off and just leave it and just like leave the service and not bother. So that's the position I'm in. I walked for an hour. I thought, yeah, get the steps in, be healthy, go earn it, whatever. Walked all that way. They've locked off early. So now I've got the walk back in. And the annoying thing was I'm walking past some street food places that look banging on the way down. And I'm thinking, because I already recorded the link saying, yeah, I'm going to the Brazilian. And I was kind of thinking about it all day. I just had my headset on it. I thought it'd be a nice treat. And I'm walking past all these little grills and nice spots, barbecue places that look wicked. I just thought, yeah, keep plodding, then that happens. But then, yeah, so I'm heading out, right? I'm walking back up this path and say thanks to the guys, I head out, whatever. And some guy comes up behind me and he's a dude who's like maybe playing front of house or something like that. And he's wearing just like a Steelers t-shirt, kind of a big dude. And he's like, oh, I need you to delete that video. I've got you on camera recording a video as you walked in. So I said, yeah, no problem. Obviously for me, that's on the cutting room floor now anyway. It's not going to make it into a vid. So he's like over my shoulder and I'm kind of going through the motions of deleting the video. And as I'm doing it, it's telling me, yeah, delete it. I'm like, look, cool, I'm deleting it, whatever. Go to the deleted media, I'll go to delete it from there. And he's still going on, yeah, delete, you need to. And I'm like, look, I said, you don't need to tell me 3 times. You told me 1 time I'm deleting it. What's the problem? He's like, yeah, he goes, I've got you on camera, Thinking, all right, cool. And then I've deleted it. I go to step out and he says, look, if I see this video anywhere on the internet, it's going to be a big trouble for you. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking, well, I can't understand the hostility. God knows what he thinks I'm doing with the video. My plan was to eat there and big him up, but whatever. And I'm thinking, right, okay, cool. So I'm in big trouble now. Number one, I'm going to have a problem because you've just seen me delete the video. So I don't know what kind of magic trick I'm doing to bring that back out the archive. And secondly, say somehow you scour the whole of YouTube and manage to find a video clip of your restaurant. What happens then? Are you on Skyscanner looking at flights to East Midlands? Like, how does that one work? I'm on the other side of the world. Baffling. So that's the first time I've been threatened in Mexico by some random front of house dude at a Brazilian restaurant. But yeah, it's so long. Now I've got to walk back into the centre. I hope that some of these street food spots are still open. Hopefully can find somewhere, a little late night place. It's annoying because I had a nice munch plan. Turns out it's not on the cards. So yeah, going to walk back into the centre now and pray that I can find something half decent.
All right, El Pastorcito dos. So pastor is the one on the left there. It's pork and it's spiced with, I don't even know whether it's like paprika or something like that. Some red sort of tomato stuff. Nice menu here, like the idea, little tick sheet sort of vibe. Some odd, what are they, radishes maybe? And then they brought out like a, I don't know, like a blanched cactus leaf and some grilled onions and stuff. But they had the house sauces. I can't explain, I'm kind of bored to death of tacos. I was really annoyed that I didn't get to have the Brazilian stuff and I was just absolutely not in the mood for tacos. But they were pretty good. I got a nice selection. Here having the Jamaica water, absolutely essential. Nice guacamole, fresh. Look at this. Stuff in my face. More Jamaica. This is the best. This is the hibiscus drink. Here, look. So stuffed, my aim's off. Watch this with the cilantro. What kind of... Coming in and messing up the establishment. Work. More hot sauce. Buff straight down. I think that's a... I'm not sure if that's a steak number. Seal of approval. Yeah, these are the steak ones. So getting to work on this. Here they've got some movie on with Spanish language, so I'm keeping an eye on the TV. Knocking down a Pepsi. I've never known a country where it's harder to get diet drinks. Bang, yeah, what's that? 226, not too bad.
Alright, so I'm all full of tacos. Got my little party pack leftovers to take away. I think that's one for later tonight. But yeah, just signing off. It's been another day at it. Tired. So many steps up and down all around Atlixco, but I feel like I've seen the sights and kind of checked out the vibe. So yeah, thanks for anyone who locked in, anyone who's still here with me. If you want to follow me and keep an eye on the other sorts of work that I can do, you can find me various places. So the best place to follow me is probably Instagram. That's where I post most of my project work and kind of different things that are going on, artwork from these videos. So the Instagram is @samgrubart. And like I said on there, you can see all the sort of different bits that I'm working on. For my portfolio website, where you might see bigger mural stuff or stuff that's not necessarily illustrative, maybe some, you know, design-based stuff or different things for garments, you can have a look there at samgrub.co.uk. On there, there's a contact form if you wanted to reach out there for any reason. And also, kind of the thing that I want to shout out in every one of these videos is, my plan with these videos is to try and manifest a bigger client list, more people who need some work delivering. And I'm trying to get some random jobs from random people around the world. So if you're in Beijing and you've clicked this video and you like the artwork and you think, cool, I need a race car livery. These lot are still talking. You think I need a race car livery, something cool drawing to go on mine and my cousin's race car, then reach out, shout me. The email address is contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. And if you reach out there, then I'd be happy to help with anything. And it'd be cool to have a project come from one of these videos. And then in a few months' time, I could be in a position where I'm somewhere else in the world and I'm saying, today, I'm working on this race car livery for this dude from Beijing because he reached out. So if that's you and it sounds like something you're interested in, you can contact me at contactdrawingandexploring.com. But right now, I'm going to jump in this Uber. I'm going to get back. I'm going to shower and just soak my feet because it's been a long ass day. But yeah, thanks to anyone who locked in. Thanks to anyone who's still here. I'm Sam Grub and I'll see you next time for another episode of Drawing and Exploring. Woof.